Our next speaker is a renowned figure in innovation, holding over 100 domestic and international patents that have transformed industries from automotive to advanced nanotechnology. He is the Achieve Systems Invent Division Alpha leader and is known as the Practical Inventor. With a distinguished background as a retired second lieutenant and statewide radio officer with the Colorado Mounted Rangers, Albany County Races Officer, and chaplain for both the American Legion Department of Wyoming and Husted Pendleton Post 14. He also serves as assistant commissioner for the Frontier District of the Boy Scouts of America. Today, he will share his expertise on turning your idea into cash, guiding us from inspiration to real world status. Please help me welcome Jim Wilkinson.
Hey, thank you, Marty, and good afternoon, everybody. So there you are. You're watching TV on Sunday afternoon, and all of a sudden, bam, there it is. That product idea you had 5 years ago, it's in your face right there on the screen. But guess what? It's not your product. It's somebody else's product. Holy smokes. Have you ever had a idea for an invention? I had one in 1975 that's just coming on the market right now. Guess what? It's not mine either. It's somebody else's. So raise your hand if you've ever thought of an invention. And keep your hand raised if you'd like to make $1,000,000 on that product idea. Well, I'm Jim Wilkinson. I'm the practical inventor. I'm here today to show you a simple process that you can use to prevent this from happening to you. So you heard my intro. I have a little bit of experience. Fact is, I believe that each one of you has that seed of inspiration inside of you to create your $1,000,000 product. My passion is to help you avoid some of the common pitfalls that I, by the way, have experienced, and to be successful with your product idea. Now, on the screen, there are two product ideas that I had that have become wildly successful products over time. So my question, are you ready to create? So type your name in the contact information and your contact information in the chat. And at the end of this presentation, I'll give you a complimentary gift. So let's talk about your $1,000,000 product. But please don't stop before you get started. Remember, it's a simple thing to do. So today, we're going to use another one of my product ideas. I helped a friend with her idea to light a flag at night with a solar-powered light. She actually wanted to do it for her dad's flagpole and turned it into a product that we sold. So the picture in the screen is a conceptual model, a two-dimensional conventional model, where the flag light mounts on the halyard between the flag and the flagpole. It's pretty cool. So my approach to product development is simple. It's an acronym. It stands for sequence, investigate, managed approach, prototype, launch, and extended learning. Now, this approach has been used for many years over hundreds of products, services, even software. Most people, I mentioned already, stop before they even get started because they don't know how to get started or they get misdirected. This simple method is how you beat those odds and provides you a starting point. Our flag light example follows this simple process. So S stands for sequence. So consider first developing a product is like building a house. It always works best with a proven sequence. So with our house, we're going to start building the roof and hang it from the air with a crane and work down to the foundation. Well, it's ridiculous. Of course, you're not going to do that. It'd be impossible in Wyoming with the wind we have here. You're going to start at the foundation, build the floors, the walls, the siding, the roof, finish it, a proven process. With product development, for your product, find a proven and successful process and adapt it to your process. The flag light, we used my well-proven product development process to design, prototype, and manufacture that product. Obviously, it was more complicated than that, but I'm sure you get the idea. So the I stands for investigate. Yes, you have to be the investigator. So there's two big questions you need to answer. The first is it technically feasible? Such as, the Tesla turbine is a great example. Nikola Tesla developed the turbine engine, but he could never make it work because all he had was steel. Well, today we have titanium and we have titanium turbine blades and everything is happy. Economically viable. How are you going to make money on your idea? Kind of important. My product idea from 1975, regulations that we had would have prevented that. It would have been a roadblock. But having some process that's close to that now tells me I was on the right track. So we found flag light competition really easy on Amazon and Google Patents, but the ideas were not close enough that our idea was far enough off that it remained viable. And I already had a solar powered light from the late 1990s that I had in portable toilets, of all things, that demonstrated that the technical viability was there. On the economic viability of the flag light, a lot of variable factors that determine economic viability, but suffice to say that our product was economically viable in a niche market. So the M stands for managed approach. You've heard the saying, fail to plan, plan to fail. Well, we're going to talk a lot about business planning, financial planning, design plans, engineer plans, prototype plans, testing plans, launch plans, marketing plans, even plan to plan. So we'll get there. The P stands for prototype. So consider a prototyping plan. Depending on the complexity of your idea, it will require more than one prototype, most likely. You might have a proof of concept prototype, which is cardboard taped together. That's a prototype, and pretty simple, pretty inexpensive. Then you go to the National Auto Show. I've had lots and lots of products in cars in the National Auto Show. Those prototypes look like a finished production product, and they work like a finished production product. A little bit more complicated and a little bit more expensive. You can see in the picture there the copper colored proof of concept prototype circuit board, and then a first run circuit board that still needed a little bit of adjusting, and you can tell that by all the extra parts hanging on it that don't belong there. So the plastic parts were all 3D printed so that we could check the design for function and appearance and everything else before we spent $70,000 on molds and extrusion dies. So as you can see, we made multiple iterations of the prototypes for the flag light. So then we get to the launch. Great, finally there. Now it's time to either go big or go home. It's time to do your patenting, trade shows, marketing, tooling, inventory. All that stuff is very hard to do without any funding. You need a financial plan early and continue developing it as you go. On the flag light, the production tooling for the flag light was $154,000. That's just to be able to make the parts then that we needed to put together. Inventory was $56,000 to be able to build 1,000 units. The labor for the first 1,000 unit build was $24 per unit. And now these costs come down over time, but that's what it is. And that's why a lot of product starts out expensive and gets cheaper as it goes. The problem was my client didn't put any funding into marketing and there should have been about $250,000 there. So extended learning is the E in simple. We're building a three-legged stool. You have product development, business development, personal development. There are no shortcuts. It takes all three of those. Your success is equal to your personal development. Read books, attend conferences and webinars, join Achieve. Yay. Read my book, The Practical Inventor, if you want to develop a product. But become the best student of your path. So it's your time now. Simple. Remember simple. Sequence. Investigate. Managed approach. Product development. Launch and extended learning. Don't let somebody else launch your idea. Use the simple process. Let's see your idea on TV. So now, if you put your contact information in the chat, I promised you a complimentary gift. And that gift is a copy of my abridged ebook version of The Practical Inventor and a 30-minute consultation. I'm Jim Wilkinson, the Practical Inventor, and thank you for listening today.